Hi folks, Jay here with Two Guys in a Ride, here with our friend Randy Geyer in beautiful Des Moines, Iowa at the Concord Delegance. We're here with his 1958 DeSoto FireFlite Explorer. Randy, tell me more about it.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. And that car is, well, it's one of one. They originally built 609 of these cars, but through attrition and through the years, station wagons had a tendency to just get used up and junked and crushed. So out of the 609 of these they made, I'm told there might be 4 or 5 left in the world, and this is the finest one there is left on the planet today.
Right away I noticed the DeSoto trademark gold. That's one of the best parts about the car that to me stand out.
It really is outstanding, isn't it? This being a FireFlite, now this would be top of the line for DeSoto. DeSoto started out with their entry level Fire Sweep. The next level up would be Fire Dome, and then their top of the line car was FireFlite. So as a FireFlite car, this got all the gewgaws and chrome and all the goodies and the gold anodizing and all that kind of thing. So,
well, right away also, Explorer. FireFlite Explorer.
Explorer means that it's a 9-passenger station wagon. If it was a 6-passenger wagon, which means there would be no rear seat, just luggage storage space back there, then it would be called a shopper. It would be FireFlite Shopper.
Let's go around here to the side. Right away, loving the two-tone with the Rose and the Gauguin Red.
Gauguin Red.
Gauguin Red.
Gauguin
Red.
Anyway, so the two colors on this car are Shell Rose and Gauguin Red, named after the French artist Gauguin.
I see homage here to the spinners in the later years of DeSoto.
Aren't those beautiful wheel covers? Yeah.
Always a big fan of the
As long as we're on the outside of the car, I'd like to point out the rear view mirrors too. The exterior mirrors are unique to DeSoto in the late 50s, that they have this little notch, if you can see that. That's just DeSoto, and then it's kind of ribbed up underneath here, if you can get that on the camera. That's DeSoto only. Chrysler didn't have them, and Dodges didn't have them, and so just kind of a unique little different feature.
Right away I noticed the highway hi-fi system.
Yes. And I'll go around to the other side.
Right away noticing the highway hi-fi system works.
That works, and that plays records that are 16 2/3 RPM. They're the size of a 45, you can see here, but they turn very slowly, and you'll notice that it has the small hole in the middle. So because that turns so slowly, one side of this record will play for an hour to an hour and a half. When you bought Highway Hi-Fi, that came with a starter set of 6 records. And then there was more records you could buy as aftermarket for a total of, I believe there was 36 records possible. I have most of them, and I even have the leather carrying case that you could buy as an option as well. So that's kind of a cool feature, a record player in 1958. How about that?
We got the interior clock. I'm always a big fan of the interior clocks.
We have a clock. It works. I disconnected the battery for the show here, but it works, and everything works on this car just as it should.
Loving the two-tone red damask interior with the gold inlay as well on the carpeting.
Yeah, the gold flex, kind of Hollywood-esque, I say.
All the fine intricacy here, right here in the dash, just the work, the craftsmanship that went into this.
Isn't it beautiful? Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. We have here the push-button transmission.
We like to call it typewriter drive, or somebody said once that's perfect for a left-handed saxophone player.
I'm noticing here there's no park.
There is no park. The push-button transmissions never had a park. You put it in neutral, and then you set the emergency brake or the parking brake, depending on what you want to call it.
Okay.
This car also has a rare option of the sun visors. Those were a factory option. And you notice that they're clear plastic, well, tinted plastic, and pretty hard to find those nowadays.
And well, look at that. The passenger has the mirror, unlike the driver. I'm assuming this is for our lady friends that sit here.
Must be, because guys don't like to look at themselves. We got plenty of ashtrays. Everybody gets an ashtray, you know, back in the day, if I can open it. There we go. But there's one, and there's another one there. And of course, they're all over the back, and everybody needs an ashtray.
All right, let's go back out here to the outside. Now, if we come back here, we have the rearward facing seat called the Vista.
The Vista seat, yeah.
Vista seat.
Vista view, I think they called it, yeah. Now, I don't know if you're aware, Jay, you're kind of a young fellow, but back in 1958, Groucho Marx, whoever that is, part of the Marx Brothers, he was kind of like the ringleader of the Marx Brothers. They were a comedy group of brothers that did all kinds of funny movies and stuff. But Groucho had a TV program called You Bet Your Life, and he would feature DeSoto automobiles, and in 1958 they would do an ad, and him and George Fenneman, who was the spokesperson, would talk about all the beautiful features of the brand new 1958 DeSotos, and at the end of the ad, Groucho would say, go visit your DeSoto dealer today and tell him Groucho sent you. So that's why I have Groucho Marx in here.
Okay. Right away also, I'm noticing the towering lights that are DeSoto trademark.
Yeah, DeSoto was the only one with the tower of taillights.
And then also we have the step here. I'm assuming to not fall off, but easier access to the roof rack.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for the kids to climb into the back and stuff, it gave them a stepping place, or if you need to step up to get your luggage out, you know.
Now, Randy, where did you find this car?
I found it in Sweden. It was on the internet, and I saw it, and I looked at a couple of pictures, and I went, oh boy, I'm going to buy that car. And I called him up and talked to him, and he told me all about it. He was a very nice guy, and took his phone and videoed it all, and told me all about it, and how he restored it and everything. And I went, that's great. So I bought it, and they put it on a boat and sent it to Baltimore, and then they put it on a truck and sent it right to my front door.
So how much restoration process has been put into it besides you?
Well, a lot. It was, I have pictures of it before it was restored, and it came out of California, out of a junkyard, and it was rusty and crusty, like they tend to be. But yeah, the fellow in Sweden, then he bought it from California and shipped it to Sweden, and then he did all the restoration. I have pictures of all the restoration where it was a complete frame off, you know, all the way down to the bare metal, every nut and bolt, the whole 9 yards. So, yeah.
So, Randy, 2 wagons. We know that the Vomit Comet is yours as well from a previous video.
It is.
Why the wagons?
I don't know. I just think they're cool, and they're such a piece of Americana. You know, back in these days and even into the 60s, it was like everybody had a station wagon. It's like nowadays everybody has those SUV things, you know. It's just what it was. Everyone had a station wagon, and it just, to me, it just screams Americana, and I just love it, you know. Mid-century modern, yeah.
You have a favorite memory from childhood in this vehicle?
Well, I don't know. In fact, actually, my parents never did own a station wagon, but nonetheless, my neighbors did, and a lot of my friends,
growing up,
parents and stuff like that. This car I bought, like I say, it just kind of tripped my trigger, and I thought it was just outstandingly beautiful. And my intentions now are I'll enter it into the AACA award competitions, and I'll probably next summer I'll get started with that and see what the judges think about it. So I'm just going to show it and drive it and enjoy it and have fun with it.
Standing here comparing it to the Vomit Comet, I'm noticing a lot of extra detailing that you don't see on that one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's interesting that they. I believe this was an option. These vent shades are kind of a cool option, and then look at this aluminum trim that goes around here. It just adds a lot of beautiful touch to the car. They kind of continued that shiny, chromy look on the inside of the door, on the door sill here. Yeah, and even down around the seat. And they really did them up pretty fancy.
That's the one thing I appreciate is the attention to detail.
Can you imagine trying to restore a car like this and trying to find all this trim and this stuff and in that kind of condition? Holy cow.
I can't even begin to imagine.
That's why I say it's one of one. There'll never be another one. It can't be done.
Thank you again, Randy, for showing us another beautiful car from your collection. I always appreciate it.
I appreciate the time.
Thanks for watching.